Well, guys, this is where we're at. Let's be honest, it's a crust piece. Okay, now that's that. Secondly, if you don't have something smokable in your hand, turn this episode off. Right now. On some crust piece laid hammer shit. Kangaroo shit. That's an idea for a movie reminiscent of Kangaroo Jack. Just an idea. Anyway, enjoy episode 16. Let's hear it.
What up?
What's up, dude? We missed that. You might want to clap again. We missed that.
Woo!
Yes. So, what is up, actually? We really didn't talk much this time. We decided to save it. Kind of just got here.
Yeah.
So, are you recording? Now I'm paranoid.
No, I am.
No, are you recording?
Now Nate's paranoid, guys. Look what you did. We have a lot to talk about. It's been a while. Let's kick it off with, first of all, everybody, we're not saying sorry, but we know you're looking forward to it every Wednesday. And now it's every Sunday. So fucking get over it.
It's easier for us to manage that way.
Yeah. Maybe center. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Do you think that's probably better?
Yeah. Every Sunday is better because we have shit going on through the week.
Yeah.
Nate is a working man.
Too much tired.
Too much tired. I am
Too much not here all the time.
too much
Not in town.
on Spirit Airlines
Yeah.
with the rest of the poor people in Pittsburgh.
Spirit Airlines.
Spirit. Dude, they hire fucking like. Can I air out Spirit Airlines real quick?
Yeah.
So I had to fly Spirit for a flight back, and they really act like you are an asshole for booking a flight on Spirit Airlines.
Yeah, like how could you?
Yeah. Like I don't know, like the flight attendants were like, this is bullshit, like fuck, like swearing and shit, and I don't know.
That's hilarious. Yeah, Spirit is definitely not.
It's definitely cheap and whatever, but
It's cheap and gets you there,
yeah.
you know? So,
Maybe I'm just a fucking
I don't
pussy.
know. I've flown almost exclusively Spirit, and every time I fly, I'm like,
I'm like, hey, I'm hungry. They're like, sir,
dude, also,
back to the end of the plane
the Spirit
where the
planes-
people take the fucking shits.
they're so small. They're so tiny.
Yeah.
Like, they're not like a big, passenger plane. It's
Uh-uh.
like, you could fit, like, it's like a bus. It's basically, if no one's flown
It's like the
a Spirit
Krusty Krab when they pack the sardines in.
Yeah, it's like a bus. Like, you're taking like a Greyhound bus in the sky.
Yeah.
And yeah. It sucks.
Spirit is the Greyhound of the sky.
I'm not a big dude at all, and the leg space on a Spirit plane ride is awful. So I couldn't imagine being like your height and size. I would be like,
I just feel bad for the people next to me. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I have to put my head down on this tray table. So,
oh, the little
yeah, it's like half of a regular tray table.
with like a pamphlet in the thing, and you're like, pamphlet?
Yeah, like if we're going down, I don't need to know how to use the
You're like
the oxygen machine.
pamphlet. You're like, other planes have TVs.
Yeah.
like LCD screen. LCD screen.
Other planes have the OLED fucking.
Nintendo Switch.
Should I buy the OLED?
Switch?
I want it really bad.
Personally, if it came in better colors, I've gone with an
Well, they have
OLED.
the Splatoon. I think you're forgetting about the Splatoon 3 version.
I love Splatoon. I think I've never
Really?
played it, but I think the aesthetic is cute and hilarious.
It is. It's like green and purple, and the Switch is
I always play as Inkling on Mario Kart.
I want to know about that game, but
You know that mini game where you're like trying to cover as much space or like cover as much ground as possible in Mario Party?
yeah.
Maybe you're on like an ink pad and like you're trying to stamp as much of your color on the field
Okay.
or whatever. I feel like that's what Splatoon is, with
Remember,
also kind of an FPS aspect. I don't know.
remember the level
I
in
don't
Super
know.
Mario Sunshine where you ride on the squids?
Yeah.
That's what that reminds me of.
So have you played the remastered Marios? It's like Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and then Mario Galaxy.
I had it and then no.
Basically, I was gonna say, dude, play through and try and beat Sunshine. It's so worth your time. It'll be awesome if you do.
Well,
so
okay,
hard.
so
It's very hard.
This is what my next part of the discussion is. I want to Switch really bad. My girlfriend said, "Don't get it. It's a waste of time." Who's right?
Do you want to play a Switch?
But it also makes me but I told Casey Fry, anyone who's listening, Casey Fry, we know him.
Casey Fry.
We're a friend of Casey's. He said, "Why would you?" Because I sold my old Switch, and he said, "Why would you sell something that made you happy?" Which is what the Switch does.
Is that what he said?
Yeah,
That's so funny. I would never tell you that.
he's
But
like,
that's
"Damn,
funny.
dude, that made you happy. Like, why'd you get rid of it?" And it does make me. I love playing Breath of the Wild is like that's my RuneScape.
Yeah.
Like you can cook, you can fucking go into the wilderness and like, you know, you can hunt. I love hunting in that game, like making fucking steak and stuff, but whatever. But I think I'm going to get one.
You should.
I'm defying her.
Why not get a used one?
Yeah. Well, they have the Scarlet and Violet OLED one at GameStop at the mall.
Here's what I would say.
So I'm probably going to get that.
Here's what I would tell you, dude. And I would say this. If you can afford to purchase this Switch 20 times over, go get one.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
20 times.
I'm saying like if you could buy the Switch 20 times over, then go and get one. Like in other words, if it's like a financial decision you wouldn't think about, you wouldn't blink at, then
Yeah.
it's not like you can't go and get $200 for your Switch should you decide
That's
to get rid
true.
of it. You know what I mean? It's not like, hey, once you spend it, it's gone.
I kind of just want the new one.
Yeah, go get the new one and play it. And dude, if you play it for 6 months, sell it, you're gonna still get like $250. It's the newest
That's
Switch,
true.
is what I'm saying, you know?
Because I know we've demonized the new Pokemon games, but part of me wants to play
Yeah.
the new one.
I don't know if
Scarlet.
I don't know if I want to play those games.
I actually went to the exchange yesterday, and they have Pokemon Gold and Silver, $80, $75. But then I remember what you said about the battery. So
You can replace the batteries
really
these days. Yeah.
You unscrew it.
And also, here's another little secret to that. So I never really knew what the battery was for. You know what I mean? I was like, well, you're running it off the Game Boy's battery, so why do some games have a battery and other games not have a battery? And if I already said this last episode, sorry. I just forget, you know. But we talk about a lot of similar things. The battery in those old cartridges was just for time-based events specifically. So that's why when you would start up a game sometimes, do you remember this? Sometimes you got something that was like the internal battery is run dry, therefore certain time-based events may not take place. Remember getting that screen? Yeah. That's because the battery got fucked.
Well, what does it do?
Honestly, I really don't know. I don't know if it's like measuring. I don't know. I really don't know. Like I thought of that too. I was like, what? I'm still not fully clear on it. But that's what it was for, is for time-based events in the game. And that's actually how you could tell counterfeits from a real copy. A counterfeit won't have a battery in it.
I think I got a counterfeit.
But you can buy a battery and put it in.
I think I got a counterfeit Fire Red. Because it won't let me save. When I try to save, the music just keeps playing, and then it says, yeah, like turn off the power.
I kind of lost my voice over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, let's get into that.
Oh, I wanted to actually, you were saying Zelda's your RuneScape?
Yeah.
Before we get into camping, I wanted to get into this. I saw a ton of comments about RuneScape. Was that the last episode?
Yeah.
I think it was. I don't remember because it's been a little bit. I saw a lot of questions about RuneScape, so I just wanted to address a few of those here. This is just for my RuneScape people. So
Good.
this likely won't mean anything to you.
It's okay. Actually, I know more than I thought I would
Maybe so.
about the sweet RuneScape.
But I haven't been playing it as of lately. I haven't really had the time or energy. But when I do play it, I play 2 accounts. I have a main account that's like 1800 total level, like 112 combat. I'm just getting into PVM. Like I said, I've been doing Zulrah. That's a boss you know. I'm trying to get some uniques, some transmogs for the Serpentine Visage. I'm hunting that Tanzanite and Magma Mutagen. And then I have a hardcore Iron Man, the same total level, like 1800 total level, 1820-ish. And yeah, I haven't been playing that because the servers have sucked. If you play RuneScape, you know that the servers have been horrible. And yeah, and also interestingly, botters, people who run bot scripts to play the game for them, have integrated ChatGPT into their coding scripts. So now they're completely indistinguishable from real players. Like if you go up to a bot and type, they used to just log out because they would, you would eventually discern that they're a bot and you
now they can like talk to you.
Now, if you go up to them and say, "Are you a bot?" It'll literally be like, "Bot, no, but I am blah blah. I am playing blah 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 blah." There's a video by Sir Pugger. If you're in the RuneScape community on YouTube, you'll know him. He has a video about it. I just watched it earlier today, and it's crazy. Like you can literally ask these bots like, "So, what are your goals at the moment?" And it'll be like, currently 93 magic, trying to get to 94 for barrage, and then I'm going to like. It will literally give a full thing, and the prompt that they're giving ChatGPT is like, play, like respond to blah 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 within 75 characters. Like respond to responses in game within 75 characters. You are a mid-level RuneScape account who is whatever. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's crazy. I'm like, butchering that explanation. But basically, ChatGPT is making it so RuneScape is kind of not even really worth playing for me anymore.
Wow.
A little bit because
it's fake.
Yeah, it's kind of fake. And it's raising the question of like, if the bots are discernible now, like indiscernible from humans, and the real reason why people don't like bots is because they're not humans. If you can't tell and you think everyone's human, if Jagex or the parent company, I don't know who owns RuneScape still, but if they were to decide to artificially throw out a bunch of accounts with this feature hooked up, just to give the false appearance of like the server is really active to keep people happy and shit.
Yeah.
And you would never even know you're talking to a bot because it's going to talk back to you. You could maybe even be friends with a bot and not even know it's not a real person. You know what I mean? We're funny. There. Like, that's where we are there.
So
it's not fake or far-fetched. Like, that's where we are.
Yeah.
And it's fucking crazy. There's also AI. Like, the AI in the scripts for these bots are crazy. They have, like, player-killing ones where in the wilderness, anyone can attack you.
Mm-hmm.
They have bots where they will never lose. It will always kill even the best PKer, always.
Why?
To get all their shit.
Well, how do they run that? Like, just attack.
Dude, it's the most intelligent script ever. It will change prayers. It will swap gear. It will do it perfectly.
Prayers?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's like protecting against certain damage you might intake or mitigating it at the very least. And it will do it on tick. If you play RuneScape, you know what that means. It will play the game in a manner that is perfectly done, and you can't counter it because a lot of RuneScape is just taking advantage of someone not playing tick perfect in a fight scenario.
Wow.
So indistinguishable from humans at this point. You can't really go into dangerous areas. The servers have sucked. Give me a reason to play it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's kind of how I've been feeling recently. So I'm
kind
of like
ChatGPT.
I'm kind of phasing out of it. It kind of ruined it for me. I'm kind of
That makes sense. Yeah, it's like
So there we are.
COD with bots.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But there you go. That's the RuneScape excerpt. There was a lot of comments about it, so
RuneScape is my Zelda. Laid piece.
RuneScape is my Zelda.
Do you want to touch on jury duty?
Sure. What do you want to know?
What happened?
What do you mean?
I just want to know. What-
like the case was.
Was it scary, like going into the room?
No, there was
Were there cops with guns? Hunters with guns?
not really. No, like
It was
I
more
mean,
like formal.
it was very formal. Yeah, and it wasn't criminal court. It was civil court.
Oh. So like fuckface put his fence too far in my yard kind of shit. Type shit.
Kind of like, so this particular case, it already settled, which is why I'm not there.
That's hilarious.
I'm not allowed to say details about the case. I wasn't really presented with any. It didn't go to trial. There's no trial. There's no.
It was settled out of court.
I'm not anything. Yeah, but
Oh,
I think one of their ends, like one of their lawyers,
$1,000 in damages.
No. So I'm getting there. I think one of the lawyers, either defendant side or plaintiff, were pushing it till today as like one last move, like Hail Mary, like we're gonna take this to trial. Yeah, we really are. No, yeah, we have all the jurors here. Our plans to move forward with the trial. They play chicken all day, and then they're like, all right, fuck it. They called our bluff. We're not going to trial. Just pay them what they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I think happened.
Oh, okay.
Because it was a woman who died of mesothelioma
Epic.
due to asbestos related exposure, but she never worked in the factory, but she did do her husband's clothes, who worked in an asbestos factory for like 40 years. So it's
Damn.
like, it's definitely from that. So yeah, they were basically, her sons were basically suing for damages in the death of their mom.
Oh, okay.
Obviously. And I think they got paid restitution because, you know, they were trying to make them scared, like, oh, well, we'll take you to trial with our corporate lawyers and shit. And they were like, okay, great. And then they were like, fuck it, just pay him.
Yeah.
I think that's how it went down.
There's definitely like court fees outweigh.
And you know what's funny? They have a questionnaire there that I was like, yeah, see, I think this could have been a phone call, and I think I could have had to not be in here. Like in the questionnaire, they were like, and so this would make you biased in the trial and would make you unfit as a juror.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever or known someone in your immediate family, have they ever worked in insurance or for an insurance company? Me, yes, I have. Yes.
Yeah.
I have worked in insurance before. And then the other question was, have you or a loved one been personally impacted by mesothelioma due to asbestos-related exposure? Yes, my grandfather on my dad's side died to mesothelioma. So
I didn't know that.
So I was like, right off the rip, I am disqualified. Why the fuck am I here?
Yeah.
I was so like irate, dude. I was irate. So
That's hilarious. What were the other people like?
So here's another thing, and this is extremely arrogant and ignorant of me to say, but I'm just saying that that this isn't necessarily reflective of the group of people who show up to your, you know, juror summons selection or whatever, or who will be in your group. But I just want to say this. If you're one of those people who's taking solace in the fact that you have a right to a trial by jury, trust me, after being in that room of people, I would almost prefer the jury not be there.
The guilty plea?
Because well, here's the thing.
Plead guilty?
No, I would rather just a trial without a jury. Just you're just kind of pleading your case to the judge. He makes his decision. Because you want to know something? The judge is fucking smart.
Yeah.
The jurors are not. Point the end.
Yeah.
The judge has a doctorate degree of education and years of experience. These jurors work at Sunoco. You're putting your hands in Sunoco. So you could tell when the judge was giving his thing, he was like, these are the representing the plaintiff and this is the defendant and blah, blah, blah. Like I looked around the room and like the looks on people's faces were just blank, checked out, annoyed, not really grasping something, showing up late. Like the reality is like the jurors you will have. Oh my gosh. Like it really wasn't like reassuring.
Yeah.
It was like alarming for me. It was like I better never ever be put in a position where I am appealing to a trial or appealing to
A jury.
jurors, because my God. Basically, I would say picture this. Get on any public transportation system and and just take a look at the tram car you're on or the bus you're on.
That's the jury.
That's the jury you're getting. So think really hard if you
want to break the fucking law.
If you ever want to break the law, think really fucking long and hard about that, because that jury you get, that might not be a good thing.
Yeah.
I looked around that room and I was like, dear God, dude, I might be confident with like 3 people's opinion in here.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The room.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, there's only 45 people. And also...
And then they narrow it down.
Yeah, and the judge
How many
said
people are on a jury?
I think it's like 12 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I forget what they said. He was like, raise your hand, because the trial was set, if it went to trial, it was set to be 10 days. That's crazy. That's 2 weeks of no work. That's 2 weeks of no pay for a lot of places because they don't pay.
Free lunch though.
They give you $9. I was like, where do you get lunch for $9?
Damn, $9.
Yeah. That was another thing. Like, honestly, showing up for jury duty, like, I'm going to just try
That's
to
like
be
2 packs of Scarlet and Violet.
I'm just going to try and be as like civil as possible with my opinion on it.
You should cut loose.
It really...
I think the people want to hear Nate cut loose.
Just fill in the blanks. It really, really, really made me disappointed and sad in a big way.
Wow.
The whole system. It was like really like, wow. Like just wow. It was like jaw-dropping, eye-opening, like, wow. Like seriously. It was like bad. You know what I mean? It was just like, I can't believe this is what it is, dude. I can't believe this.
Do you think there's a reason for that though?
The judge was kind of like, the system sucks. Seriously, the judge who explained everything was he was great, a great talker, a great presenter. He was very charismatic, clearly very intelligent as a person. He was like, he had like your favorite teacher from high school vibes, but was also like, he was like that teacher in high school who had a doctorate and you're kind of like, why are you teaching here? You're so capable. You know what I mean? It was kind of like that vibe. And he was kind of like, yeah, the system sucks. He was like, we don't decide it, unfortunately. We work in it.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Like, it sucks.
The judges are just the fucking...
Well, anyway, so here's where I was going with that. The judge was like, so raise your hand if taking 2 weeks off of work and being here for this trial would cause significant hardship for you. And dude, I think 26 of 45 people raised their hand.
Wow.
So it's like, okay, so what that tells me is the majority of people can't even afford to serve on
the jury.
That's so nuts.
Yeah, and I'm sure that like
that's the craziest thing ever.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, it was
drastically impacts your decision making skills.
Dude, it was so drab. It was like the whole thing was just drab, and like everyone was like zombies. Like you can intermingle, you could talk and make friends, and everyone was just like, fuck you. Like it was just very reflective of society. Like where we are right now currently.
No one wants to be there.
No one wanted to be there. No one wanted to talk to anyone. Nobody did talk. There was no side
Was everyone on their
conversation.
phone? Or could you be on your phone?
You could be. Because we weren't really given any information about the trial other than it was a case involving this and it settled out of trial.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we knew. But yeah, dude, it was just like, my God, it was just bad.
Drab AF.
It was bad. I don't know. You might show up and be like, wow, everyone in here looks great. Wow, we really do have a great populace here.
A hot trial.
Honestly, I think the reality is there's probably certain areas of the country where
everyone's sexy, like people just fuck after like jury duty.
Like think about it, like think about this. Think about the Fairfax County jurors. Probably everybody has
What's
a college.
Fairfax County?
The wealthiest county in the United States.
Oh.
It's in like DC. If you work there, you're like a politician, high level government lawyer, or something like that.
Everyone just fucks after.
Like it's great.
Drinking tequila.
I think the median income there is like 300 some grand a year.
It's
so it's like that's pretty high.
It's probably a lot of weirdos though too.
I'm just saying, like that's probably like the most educated jury you could ever have. Like that's, I don't know.
Fairfax County.
I think it's Fairfax County.
Everyone's just fucking after it.
Doing coke. Okay, so here was
I'm
another
not like
thing.
letting go of it.
So this is what I thought
People
also.
are just fucking.
This
There's
is another
sex,
thing.
pussies.
I don't know if this is true because it didn't go to trial. But
Yeah.
let me just say this. There was none of this in person. There's no drug tests. There's no anything. Like,
Really?
I was going to say, I don't know if this is a crime, so we might have to cut this out. But straight up, like, I ripped a bowl before I showed up.
I don't think that's a crime. Did it say you cannot be high or intoxicated?
Like, literally, I don't know.
Okay, then.
We might have to.
I don't think so. That's hilarious.
But anyway, like, dude, so people like went outside and were like hitting their pen.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like,
wait, they give you like a little break? Like a smoke
Yeah.
break?
for intermission for lunch. You
Oh,
leave.
wow.
You leave.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Then no, they don't care.
I know, but what I'm saying is like, so I could go crush fucking 3 limeritas and rip my pen.
Probably,
and
yeah.
then come back and serve and pass judgment over your situation.
Yeah. Your life, by the way.
What?
Actually,
Dude?
I'm sure.
Are you Are you fucking
There might
shitting
be
me?
different levels. Like if it's civil court, they don't really care. But if it's like a high profile, like Supreme Court, like Johnson versus
Dude, it's
the
okay,
school of
so-
Arkansas, it
so
might
here's
be
the
like a
thing.
huge.
so when
thing.
it gets to that level,
You definitely might get drug tested for that.
the interview process is a bit more stringent. So like
Then you're definitely getting drug.
I was gonna say, because I did get interviewed, and thank God I was one of the first people to be interviewed.
It took a long time.
Yeah, but they basically just decide like, is this even gonna be someone we want to serve on? You know what I mean? Like, so and like the lawyers, they're kind of interviewing you, doing the interviewing. You know what I mean? And the person who helps out with the courtroom, and it's up to them to decide who would be a good juror.
Mhm.
And so honestly, I guess you could have faith in that there's educated, smart people passing judgment on who they think should be representative of you in your case as an American person, unbiased in hearing the information. So that's kind of cool. Like they were kind of disappointed when I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? I was like, straight up, it just doesn't make sense for me whatsoever. I
Yeah.
just started a new job. I was like, I'm so busy. You know what I mean? And they were like, yeah, get out.
No, we get it.
They were like, yeah, get out of here. Literally,
Good.
kind of. Some people were in there for like 20 minutes,
Damn.
like really getting their brains picked about. I mean, also I was kind of disqualified from a bunch of shit via my questionnaire.
Yeah.
But
Good.
weird. Have you ever gone to jury duty?
No. Never been asked.
You're lucky because it's hell.
You're lucky because it's Cheez-Its.
Can I see those Cheez-Its?
Yeah.
Are they opened?
No.
Okay. I just have a bit to do.
All right.
And some of you may have seen this bit before, but if you haven't seen it, we'll change the pacing of the show with a little bit.
Nate's Cheez-It bit come to fruition.
All right.
All right.
This is if Cheez-Its were really hot temperature-wise, like they just came out of an oven.
All right.
But right out of the box. This
All
is
right.
this is how they came. All right. This is if Cheez-Its were really sour.
Yeah, wash it down. It's too sour.
Those are good though.
They're good, but they're too sour. All right. Well, the jury duty story was
An L.
good.
Also, dude, there was construction everywhere.
That's what I was expecting.
I couldn't like get into the building. Like, I had to park in the Target garage. I was pissed.
How was the camping trip? On some fuck laid.
What do you want to know about it? It's probably better.
Did it rain?
Yeah, the whole time, pretty much. We had like 7 hours of really good weather Saturday.
Was there any fights? Did any of the Brooks brothers fight each other?
No, nobody. There was no hiccups
Okay, good.
aside from some. Like, oh wow, there's no blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what was the cabin like? No shitter, no electricity.
So we went to this primitive ass cabin, but it was right on the creek. And on
Yeah.
Patreon, we'll cut together a little.
Ooh, you got some footage?
I took a bunch of shit for the Patreon.
Oh, perfect.
A bunch of shit for it. So because I know there's been vested interest in the mushroom foraging, which we did a little bit of, amongst other things. So I'll have a little something to cut up there. But so the cabin it's right on the river. It's beautiful, you know. But it's primitive, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just like bunks and beds. It's like an old military cabin kind of looking thing. And we get in, and we're supposed to have lights that work, and they don't work. And there's no like fireplace or anything. There's just like a propane heater. And we were kind of like what morale when we first got there was like very curious and weird. We were like kind of like, And we found out that the second night we had to get a battery and connect them to the lights to get them to work. So we did eventually get them to work. But so a hiccup was, okay, the light's not working, weird. 2, we went to like plug our phones in when we got there, and we were like, oh, there's no electricity at all. Wow. You know, so no outlets. The third thing was no service. That actually ended up being a good thing. Like it made it more immersive and fun, but no service is kind of like, it's kind of a hard week for Danya and shit. So it's kind of like not having service was like annoying, you know, but it made it more fun for me, selfishly. You know what I mean?
It's fine.
But yeah, the trip overall was really good. I don't want to ruin, because it's over on Patreon, the full meat and potatoes of it, but it was overall very good. Do you have any specific questions?
Are these early mushroom foraging report? Is that Patreon, or can we give a little bit here? No? He's eating Cheez-Its. Oh, he's going back for more. Oh, he's insane.
Oh my God.
Cheez-It extra toasty. Very good. Do you like them?
So, yeah, but you got the cheddar jack one, so I'm like, nah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was regular.
I love extra toasty regular.
Damn. All right.
I mean, I don't dislike them, but I'm like, yeah.
That was definitely like a panic buy. All right, so mushroom foraging report?
The vague answer is it's early.
Okay. Good to know.
That's the vague answer. It's too cold. It has been too cold.
There was nothing. Patreon.
It was like too mountainous where we were. There was too much leaf litter on the ground. Like there's just you wouldn't. They were there. Surely somewhere we didn't see them though, and we didn't really see signs of any mushrooms.
Wow.
Kind of really like
It's
maybe
like here.
Maybe some old dryad saddles, turkey tail, things that don't really even count.
I've seen a lot of like those tree mushrooms. What do they call those? They grow on like the trees. They're like hard. I think it's a wood mushroom or something.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I've seen a lot of those.
Yeah, there was really nothing.
What about the fishing report?
Nothing.
Really?
It was like goose egg. So the story there is, you know, John.
Yeah.
John cast probably 300 times into the creek. It was beautiful trout creek, like it should have been. It was like a river, but again, you'll see on the Patreon.
Yeah.
Beautiful trout conditions. Again, early and cold. If you're a trout fisherman on the East Coast, you know trout season's like just starting up. It might not have started. It may have just started, but it's cold, man. You know. So John casts out like 300 times. He's like, "Does anybody else want to try this? Because I'm like getting sick of it." And E-Man cast out, and on his first cast, and had a beautiful brook trout.
Really?
On the end of his line.
You're kidding.
And I have a video of that.
He caught it?
Yeah, so that'll be on the Patreon as well.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah, that's
awesome. It's a beautiful fish. We were like, wow, dude. But it was kind of like John fished for like 12 to, if we were awake for 25 hours of the trip, he probably put 12 hours into fishing.
Wow.
And didn't get one fish.
And then E-Man just
like
lucky.
That. Yeah.
We're Irish. We're lucky. Irish people are lucky, guys. If you're Irish, you're lucky.
If you're Irish, you're happy.
Mass meals, mass meals.
Mass meals
Mass
was just
meals?
another thing that we did. There was a lot of food
Oh yeah, how did you guys cook?
over the fire, and also a propane grill. It was
Oh,
kind of
okay.
funny. It was kind of like you had to be there, but you'll understand this from camp. We kept making like too much food on accident, so we kept going like, "There's more in there, guys. Eat that up." Like
Okay.
that's your sales pitch. Eat that up.
Yeah.
Hey, I got 4 more eggs up here. Eat these up, guys.
Oh, okay.
Like, can't you picture our uncle saying that shit?
Oh, so you guys are really like overdoing it.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Damn. Who ate the most? You, man?
Probably all, dude. We all were ravenous, dude. Okay, so we ate beef heart.
Nice. Where'd you get that?
Colin,
Okay.
he's kind of got like a homestead going on, so he has raw milk from his neighbor's farm
Nice.
that I also had this weekend.
So good.
Beef heart, raw milk, bacon grease from his pigs.
Yummy.
Like real, real eggs. You know what I mean?
Farm eggs.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about the milk, like raw milk, like unpasteurized, like raw
Yeah.
milk.
I have some in my fridge.
Yeah, you were just we were going to talk about that. What did you have to say
Yeah.
about it?
I love it.
It's really good. It tastes like sweet cream or something.
Yeah, because we went to a farm in Central PA, and yeah, the buttermilk is still in the milk, so they don't pasteurize it. Dude, I was reading they pasteurize it to the point where the milk turns blue, and they actually have to add some sort of mineral to make it white again.
They should just make it blue. I would drink blue milk.
I know, but that's like
Yeah.
the other thing he told us was dairy farms in the 60s had 12 cows, like 12 dairy cows. Now they have over 1,300 cows.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the quality, it's like those dairy cows, their udders are only so squeezable.
I'm
You're
having
gonna squeeze her jugs off.
I'm having the most insane evil scientist manic
What?
thought. Do you want to hear what
Dr.
it is?
Nefario?
So, do you know why like imprisoning those cows is like the saddest part? Is because they're kind of sentient in that like they kind of know their situation fucking sucks.
Yeah, they're smart.
Well, so imagine we took that ability away from them and bioengineered an animal that does produce milk at the same rate that a cow does. It has the base of a cow, like we use their genetics or DNA, whatever it is,
Yeah.
as the skeleton to fuse this new organism. And it's bred to where like its brain really doesn't have much computing power. It's not self-aware. It's not and measurable by testing and blah, blah, blah. So it's like you can just grow in large factories these bioengineered organisms that just produce milk for, I don't know, about
It's a huge,
for like 15 years.
utter creature.
I'm literally picturing
Just
something
like 100 udders.
something like that. It doesn't get as big as a cow. It doesn't have as many stomachs or anything, but it produces
Just makes milk and has tits
produces milk in mass and has a way for you to harvest it.
and suck on the udders.
And it doesn't have the conscious level
That a
of
cow
conscience
does. Or like
consciousness.
societal hierarchy.
It
that a
doesn't
cow
have
does.
any sort of notion that it's even a thing.
Yeah. I think cows are socially aware. Same with pigs.
I know. So like imagine we grew meat, bioengineered meat in a way that's like you're growing it organically and inseminating this thing and growing it, and it is living, but it's not aware. So it's kind of like really humane. It's like think of like sea cucumbers. That's a living thing,
Yeah.
but people pull them out and kill them all the time to
and
eat them
jerk them off.
because it doesn't really. I mean, what is it? A sea cucumber is kind of just waiting to die almost.
Yeah, it's like not sentient.
That's what I'm getting at. Like, is there any way for
But
us?
the cows are sentient.
That's what I'm saying. Is there any way for us to bioengineer a cow to make it not sentient?
Probably
so
just
that
eat-
harvesting the meat is
Eat
no big
plant-based
deal.
stuff. Well, that's the big fucking debate is like we could essentially all be vegan,
right.
like, but there's definitely certain things that we're not getting by just eating plants. So what's the balance? But I think we've already fucked the balance up by like overpopulating the world, so there's too many people and there's not enough fucking cow titty milk. We have to like there's too much of the demand is too high. Like there's not
I think the demand for it to be at a low price point is too high.
right. Like it can't be healthy. If you guys want this much, it can't be healthy.
If you guys want this much milk and want it to be done right, a gallon of milk is going to cost $75 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to go,
Pussy.
we're not really willing to pay that.
Right. So then what are we going to eat? Plants. Because that's abundant. It's free. Sort of.
My argument is always there's nothing stopping you from having a couple of dairy cows, guys.
Yeah. You just need land.
Not.
And not
They live in a factory.
an apartment.
You don't need that much land.
Yeah.
That cow is otherwise going to live in a box until it's killed for either its meat
Or it's pussy.
Or it's pussy.
No, it is sad, but it's like we are driving the machine. You know?
Yeah.
It's like
You can buy organic.
if you want to, yeah, organic, but that doesn't really, I guess, cut down the fucking. I mean, I don't even believe in organic. I think they're just slapping that thing on. It's like,
yeah, I don't mean like with an organic label. I mean like you can go to these farms in this area and just take a drive.
that's what I do.
And you can buy their cheese they make there from their cows that graze the fields and have a great life.
Yeah.
And feel good about your purchase. You still can do that.
You can, but
It's just
then
most people
that's
don't.
like a whole other problem. Like once people become privy to that,
And they're getting privy to it.
what is that gonna fucking? Yeah, exactly. Because even when we go, I mean, I'm guilty of it. Like just me as a new customer at this farm, like that's +1.
We've been there like 12 times already.
That's +1 dickhead who's getting access to this fucking,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's like a fucking space issue. I don't even know if it has to do with like the fucking. There's just too many people here.
Here's my thoughts on it. You can't really complain about it unless you're willing to like go and like just do everything yourself.
Yeah.
You can grow food. If it's just you can grow food in your apartment for you. You can
Totally.
You could have this whole table here be sprouts. Have sprouts just for the week.
Sprouts,
You can order online
mushrooms,
like a 5-pound bag of rice that will last you the fucking
couple weeks.
season.
I love rice.
You can go and fish for your own meat. You can hunt for your own food. Like you can do it. Like
Yeah.
to anyone who's complaining, there is an alternative. You're just not
Totally.
exploring it.
Yeah,
Like,
and
you do have the freedom.
You're
to
just
explore it.
lazy.
You totally have the freedom to explore it.
Yeah.
You really do. There's
Seeds.
and anyone calling bullshit on that. There's farmers markets in downtown Philadelphia, New York City, Boston, Pittsburgh.
We have one every Wednesday.
that have farm fresh from a farm. It's not inhumane, like things.
Every major borough or township has a farmer's market, I'm pretty sure.
And they're
And
awesome.
if you can't find one, it's most likely in the next town over, which is what, like 10, 15,
Dude,
even a half hour away. But you're getting farm fresh eggs, local honey,
tomatoes,
vegetables,
You go to
local
a farm-
handicrafts.
Go to a farmer's market and get produce, and it's like the difference is night and day. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
holy cow.
And usually there will be a butcher there who has meat on in a, you know, a
There's also-
Yeti.
There's also usually food trucks, which are like small family business
yeah.
can support.
I go to one in Michigan with my girlfriend, and it is always full of local honey, handicrafts, woodwork, local woodworkers.
I go to one here every Thursday. It's going to be starting up soon.
There's local bread. There is local
Etc.
fish, seafood. It's in Michigan, so there's like
There's this. Have you been
razor clams.
to the farmer's market?
There's always
Have you been to the farmer's market
sweet old women.
between Golden Pig and
No, I haven't.
you haven't?
Mm-mm.
It's good. It's
In the used car lot,
kind of.
or is it like a?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
At that light.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. We should go there.
I'm down.
together. It's fun. There's a lot of shit there. kettle corn.
I like the
pepperoni
Westminster
rolls.
one.
I get Pita Land at the one I go to. I get fresh Lebanese food, grape leaves, big thing of lemonade. So good. Almost every Thursday.
I like the Greek food festivals.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Some lamb,
Greek food's amazing.
some moussaka.
Dude, wait. I wanted to circle back on this since we're on the topic of food. Have you had beef heart before?
No,
It tastes.
always wanted to.
It
I've had
tastes
chicken heart.
like So it doesn't taste like how I thought. I was expecting it to taste like.
Was it cooked or raw?
It was cooked, but we could have eaten it raw. But it was like I was expecting it to taste like blood or dense with like iron. But
Like a liver taste.
yeah, like I expected it to be bloody, and really didn't taste like that. It tasted like I said this. It tasted like round steak, kind of. It tasted like round steak if you had like a big cut of it. So it was really tender and really good, and again, a peculiar taste. I wouldn't want to eat a whole one by myself, but I absolutely would in like a survival situation.
Yeah.
Um,
They're big.
and-
What's the size? Like this big?
yeah,
Like a
pretty
human
much,
heart?
pretty much exactly that. It was honestly like, it was probably honestly, I expected it to be bigger.
Wow.
It was like, yeah, it was like probably like this size,
Damn.
and
He had it like raw.
yeah, I don't know, a beef heart. I kind of expected to be like this big.
Huge, yeah.
Cows are fucking 1,000 pounds. I don't know how heavy they are, but dude. Also, this is funny. Saying I don't know how heavy they are made me think of this. I won't get into specifics, but I work with my brother, and we were kind of bickering because we do that at work all the time now, and it's so hilarious. And
Wait, at work you were bickering?
yeah, it's so hilarious and fun.
That's so funny.
I honestly love it. It's so funny, and we're bickering.
I wish I could be a fly on the wall.
I'll try and record something one time for you. But we're talking about dinosaurs, and long necks get brought up. And you still recording?
Yeah.
I'll check mine. Yeah, we're good. Long necks get brought up. Long neck dinosaurs. And we're like, oh, man, how tall do you think long necks were? Like, how big were they? So how big do you think they were?
40 feet.
That's what I said. I was like, I don't know, like 38 feet. And even that I think is like, because I was an inspector, like construction inspector for a year. And I know exactly how big 38 feet is, and it's fucking big.
Yeah, it's tall.
It's huge. It's massive, right? So I was like, 38 feet, I don't know. That sounds high even. I feel like all those movies we see are wrong. I feel like, God, long necks, you're probably talking about the size of a giraffe, roughly. You know, they probably looked like giraffes too. You know what I mean? They probably had fur in some capacity. But I was like, maybe the size of a giraffe. I don't know, 30 feet. And E-Man, like, instantly starts making fun of me. I'm like, what? And he was like, you think they're only like 40 feet? And I was like, yeah. What? You were there? Like, what? Who has this knowledge? How do you know how tall they are?
How long does he think they are?
He was like, dude, they were like 150 feet. And I was like, hold on.
What?
I was like, hold on.
That's way too tall.
150 feet. I was like, dude, okay. I'm not even sure.
Did you look it up?
I was like, yeah, so we did. I'm getting there. I was like, I don't even think Godzilla is 150 feet tall. Like,
no, that's huge.
I would have put Godzilla at like, dude, honestly, max, I was thinking like 25 feet. Like,
yeah, like just a big, mean guy.
Just a big, mean. He can knock over skyscrapers, but like that's not his forte. He has the ability to do it, but he's not doing that. He's not stomping on them like they're like,
right.
A skyscraper isn't this big in you know, compared to Godzilla.
Right.
Like he's kind of smaller than them. But yeah, so I was like, dude, Godzilla's not even 150 feet. Like, let's pump the brakes. We look it up. Dude, long necks, like smaller long necks were like 98 feet.
Wow.
Isn't that nuts?
So he was right.
Yeah, he was right. Yeah. And I didn't let him have it. I was like, well,
that's
I
funny.
dig my heels in when I'm wrong. I was like, well, we both weren't right. But like I was way off. Like they were definitely way bigger than I thought.
Wow.
Like and like average is like 100 some feet. But I was thinking, I don't know, is that head including neck all the way down to tip of tail?
They were probably huge.
Because I'm going for just I was thinking just vertically, they're probably 38 feet tall, probably 100 some feet long. That's literally what I meant. But I don't know. Maybe they were 100 fucking feet tall.
Probably.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
That's what I'm thinking now is because my first guess was like 300, like some astronomically huge number.
300 feet.
Because you don't. Because like dinosaur times, I mean, I don't know.
So, but here's what I want to.
And then I had to quickly like change my mind.
So this sent us into another conversation, and I know I'm hogging a lot of this time, but
it's fine.
So I was because I was getting roasted for like, where did I come up with my number? I came up with it after blue whales.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, blue whales are the largest living mammal that has ever lived. Period. The end.
Really?
Yeah. So I was like, knowing that they can't be bigger than blue whales, otherwise I would know that. And I was like, but then wait a minute, holy shit, are dinosaurs mammals? And no,
I thought dinosaurs laid eggs.
So some of them are dinosaurs and some of them are mammals. Like think of like a giant clawed sloth, like that like 30-foot sloth that used to like dig like tunnels the size of this room in the ground. Like that was a mammal. It wasn't a dinosaur, but it existed along dinosaurs. Because I don't know, I was like grouping them in the same realm in my head. I was like, wait a minute, is a saber-toothed tiger a fucking dinosaur? No, it's a mammal. But a dinosaur is a dinosaur? Dude, literally, it was like, I never really thought of it in that capacity.
Good point.
Isn't that
what
weird?
What classifies a dinosaur?
Yeah, and then it's like...
Is an alligator a dinosaur?
We're thinking now, we is like encompassing us in it. We're thinking now...
The editorial we.
Yeah, we're thinking
the royal we.
That a lot of what we thought were reptilian dinosaurs are closer to birds. So would that not make
Velociraptor?
Would that not make it a mammal then and not a dinosaur?
But birds aren't mammals.
Aren't they?
Because they lay eggs.
All of them?
Most birds, yeah.
Because you know some snakes are snakes, they're reptiles, but some snakes are live birth.
Really?
Yeah. Full snake, like pushed out of a womb, fully grown.
Jesus.
Isn't that the weirdest shit?
I wonder.
And then think of this: a platypus comes from an egg.
Yeah. Are birds mammals or birds?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what encompasses a
avian
mammal?
Species? A mammal is a creature that,
like, if a cat
gives live birth, and drinks breast milk or milk from their mom. So anything that does that is a mammal.
Are marsupials
like
mammals?
A dolphin is a mammal.
Yeah, isn't that
and
wild?
A whale.
Yeah, I bring that up all the time because I think that's crazy.
And a chipmunk.
What about marsupials?
That's true. I don't know. I think they still do. Because I know mice nurse their young. Because I've done a lot of...
So it's specifically nursing their young?
I've done a lot of mice nursing.
Wait, it's specifically nursing their young?
Yeah.
That's what makes it a mammal?
But they also don't have an egg or some weird shit like that. It's like a live birth.
So what is a platypus then? Does it nurse? I
don't know. I think they actually might be like one of those...
Like weird.
It might be the only animal that like gives
like
birth on an egg.
It's its own thing.
When they first found platypus, they thought it was a joke. Because they thought someone had stitched a bunch of animal parts together so that because it's a
a build.
Beaver tail, bill, but it's also venomous.
Yeah, but it's thumb.
Yeah, they thought it was like a joke, like a fucking hoax.
It's definitely like, what the hell? Like,
it's like Psyduck.
I think categorizing animals is like, you guys are just saying things.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, a shark isn't a mammal, but a whale is.
Yeah, because sharks have gills.
And they lay eggs. Sharks lay eggs.
Yeah, they have those egg sacs, though.
Yeah. But then what about a toad?
That changes.
Well, they give birth to tadpoles out of eggs on their back holes.
Yeah, but...
Their back hole.
But then it changes.
That's true. It grows.
What is it? Like, what is that? An amphibian?
Yeah. Because they can live on land and sea. Like,
But an
Navy
amphibian isn't a
SEALs.
mammal.
No. Isn't
It's kind of blowing my mind. I'm just like, I
Put
guess
in
I
the
haven't thought of it
comments.
since 4th grade.
is it? Put in the comments. Is an amphibian a mammal?
I don't think it is. I think I'm like, my brain is like having a hard time differentiating mammal and animal.
Manimal.
An animal.
That's a good question, honestly.
Dude, I want to hear about your Vegas thing.
Vegas was lit. They put me in a suite, unsolicited, which was kind of like not fun. I'll put some footage in here, but it's only fun when you have people with you. The shoot went well. It was really easy. We were at this place, the Durango Casino. It's a new casino in Las Vegas.
Do you have to wear that hat and say that?
No, I actually took this from the shoot. I've become quite the sneaky Pete lately. I like to take things. So I saw this hat. It was a flex fit, and I stole it. And there were also a ton of waters there, and I filled my backpack with like 15 waters out of the because the shoot has they call it crafty. It's like craft services. So they have like Cheetos, like it can range from like really like just Welch's fruit snacks to like a fucking hoagie platter with like
Oysters, depending on the shoot.
I've never seen anything like that, but maybe. But it's
Oh,
usually like,
definitely.
it's usually like, I don't know.
Finger food.
Yeah.
That's why I said oysters. I don't know.
Well, no, it's like basically like a 7-Eleven on a plastic table. It's like Cheetos, Lay's.
I thought you were talking like about like a green room spread.
Oh no, like if that was a dope ass green room, then yeah, maybe. But yeah, usually crafty is like Welch's grape snacks, bananas, apples.
It's called crafty.
Yeah. Like craft services. Like, yo, those are over at Crafty. They'll have like cans of Coke and like, it's like a cookout.
It's like a break room.
Yeah, exactly. But it's free. That was cool. I stole a bunch of food.
Eating into the mic.
I was
Really?
I was at a casino and it was funny. They were like, so do you gamble? I think they thought that I was going to spend the money on the ad at the casino. For some weird reason, the guy was like, do you gamble? And I was like, no. And he was like, are you serious? I think they thought they were going to win all their money back that they spent on the ad from me gambling at the casino.
Hold on.
I know. I was like, no, I don't gamble at all. I was like, this is my tax money. And he was like shocked. So I basically hit a lick in Vegas.
Wow. I mean, that is awesome. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. You were like,
They were like, you don't do sports betting or anything? I was like, no, I don't
you're like,
gamble.
no, I'm kind of excited this is going to really help me out.
Yeah, I was like, I don't gamble at all. I really don't.
You were like,
I don't like
you rig
gambling.
it
I'm
for
not
me,
good at it.
I'll like fake win and promote your thing
Yeah.
to trick other people into gambling.
I was like, I don't gamble. I don't win ever. I've played. I could probably count how many times I've actually gambled at a casino in my life on my fingers.
Me too.
But Vegas was fun. I got crawfish. The
boil? Like a bag?
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
It was really good. I love to eat good food that I like. Vegas is, you can get anything you want there. Like there's a 24-hour Chipotle. They actually have a restaurant there called Morel. And I mentioned morel mushrooms in the little like actor holding area. And the guy was like, you know what morels are? And I was like, yeah. And then he goes, there's a restaurant here called Morel. And I was like, no, that's not what I'm talking about.
It's funny.
But it was good.
Anything else?
No,
We didn't go anywhere else really. We were just like,
I just kind of stayed in the room. The pool was open and I don't know. There were some hot chicks I wanted to fuck, but yeah, it was a good time.
wow.
Well, shit. Episode 16. I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
Keep subscribing to the Patreon.
Definitely keep doing that.
Keep putting your card in the thing. When it says checkout, just keep putting your information in until it says payment processed.
You'll get a screen.
It'll say thank you for your order. And then we'll get a notification with your money.
And then you guys will be happy.
Yeah, just sit back and relax.
You guys will be happy because you'll be situated.
Yeah.
At that point.
And it's also like, it's like set it and forget it. Like put your card info in, click checkout, and then just forget about it.
30 seconds. You'll go over. You'll put your information in 30 seconds because you know it like the back of your hand. And from that point on,
just forget about it.
It'll be awesome because you're gonna set it. And
It'll be awesome.
you're going to set it and forget it. And from that point on, you'll be situated.
Yeah. And then we get the money.
We'll get the money in some capacity.
We get the praise.
We get the praise.
And you guys will be set.
And you guys will be set.
Yeah. Just forget about it. Just stop. All right, guys. Episode 16. Latris on the pen crane. And that's what the fuck Sesh said.